Welcome to Dinoime Breakdown. I am your host, DInoMatrix, and today we're going to break down Fate Zero Episode 2, the fake first shot, so let's get right into it. Episode 2 is where we start meeting the servants, in terms of personality and name, but I'm going to go a bit deeper so we can have a bit of a backstory behind these servants. So we start out with Ryder, doing his best impersonation of Assassin here. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. Anyway, so he's carrying these books that I guess Waver told him to get for him. We'll find out what's inside these books in a bit. Yeah, isn't that exciting? But first, Ryder is known as Excander, the Key of Conquerors. Let's take a quick look on who he is. In July 356 BC in Macedonia, a country in Europe, today's Greece, there lived a newborn baby named Alexander the Great. Yeah, he was born with that name. What? You want to read it? Cause it says it right here. You calling me a liar? I'm not the one who comes up with this shit. God damn it! You know what? Let's skip all this. It all started when I was born crap, and just get right into it. So Alexander was able to conquer all of Persia, like the Persian Empire. Yeah, just destroyed them. The freaking Darius ran away because he was a wuss. He also came into Egypt just with this huge ass army. He kind of just welcomed. They're just kind of like, yeah, you're the son of God, so we will follow you, and you know, um, I would like to be called the son of God. So if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't kill them all, and he didn't kill them all. So that's really good. Um, they kind of get okay. Let's keep going here. He also took over Bactria and Sogdiana. His greatest feats is that he was known to break the Gordian knot. Uh, it's literally like an impossible knot that no one's supposed to be able to break. It's okay. And it's gonna be one of those like, oh, nothing's impossible stuff. But you know what? This was literally like an impossible knot. Said in his time. So he was able to break that. In our terms, it would be like able to solve any kind of problem with no matter how impossible it was by thinking outside the box, because it was really new at the time for that kind of stuff to happen. Also, he had a horse that ate people. Yeah, his horse literally was used for executions. Um, the horse was called I'm gonna mess this up. Basiphalius or Basiphilus, which means bullheaded, because this horse was massive and said to be untamable. But Alexander did it without even trying, because I mean it's Alexander the Great. Um, Apparently he made this horse was afraid of his shadow, so he made the horse face the sun, so he couldn't see the shadow anymore, and he wasn't scared anymore of himself, because he was afraid of his goddamn shadow. Like all right, you know what? That's this anime. That's enough. The anime will explain more of him. I was gonna give you why, like, who he is in terms of why he's so huge or why he's so important in the anime. All right, so that's the first minute of the anime done. So let's get on to the next minute. You know what? Let's make this episode two parts. So I think I'll make this episode more of a backstory to the servants, and I'll explain the plot and the storytelling on the second part. Um, Sorry if you wanted more storytelling episode, but I'm in a I'm in a really historic mood. I enjoy history. It's like my favorite subject. So I don't know, something about reading up about all this. It got me into like that historic mood. Like I wanna get my monocle and just grow this like amazing white beard and just talk about history the whole time and have this like laugh kind of thing. And you know let's I feel like I'm gonna do that today. So there's a few I'm not gonna be able to introduce today because one of them doesn't come on until episode 3, and I might save Saver as well, because I'll probably show them when they have like their fight. Just because they have this whole like nobility thing going on, and I don't want to ruin that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll just introduce the. I'll just introduce the like I think like four of the servants right now. Okay, so assassin in this anime is actually Hassan I Sabit Sabah, who was the creator or like the originator of what an assassin is. Like he created assassins, but they were called assassins because I mean, you know, he wanted his name in there. Hassan had something called multiple personality disorder, which is why in the anime there are about 100 or so assassins. What makes that cool is that nobody was able to trace like him to what his like original identity was when he was alive, right? Like during that time. He is a master of 32 different specializations that aren't listed clearly, but since you know how an assassin works, imagine how the creator of that and they like the original. You know when you have those people where it's like, oh yeah, no, you know, they're like the best because they were just able to pick everything up. See, he's kind of like that, the original person that kind of just beats you down because you just think you're so damn cool. He just kind of like outshines your ass, like free. Um, so imagine how scary that must have been. So it was actually, he was actually able to take over an entire fortress without having to kill anyone. And this fortress was supposed to be impenetrable, and he was able to take it over without anyone knowing he was even there. Yeah, that is pretty badass. That and plus the way he trained you is that he would have you drugged and taken to the secret gardens, which is located somewhere in this castle, but no one has ever been able to find these gardens. Like even today, Europe still hasn't found any clues to where these gardens are located. Honestly, he had a entire hidden castle, but they were just never able to find it. See, uh, other than him being a complete badass, he's actually was one of the reasons why religion spread across Persia. He studied for 35 years in the ways that he called the new preachings, which spread all around Europe. That is basically who Assassin is based off of in the anime. And the people in his organization is the only people that can be classed as an assassin. So in like future series, if you ever see like an assassin, you know he actually came from the organization that Hassan started. I find that really cool because you know he kind of changed history. Like we do have a lot of things that I guess are based on a lot of people who did train under like his wing, I guess, and it's cool because now you can kind of understand what they were trying to do. Like if you have ever played Assassin's Creed, you can understand. Uh, he's basically like Altair, but you know, a million times better because he's the one who started the damn thing. Yeah, I think that I mean that's a it's not that great of a backstory for Assassin, but I was looking for a while and there was also about religion, and I just wanted to kind of say more of like the thing that I thought was badass in terms of like you know who he was as a person, and that I feel like that's great. So we're moving on to the next person here. So Castor is next. He was known as Giles the Rise or Giles the Ray. So you want to get technical. In history, he was actually one of the military leaders and can say one of the most important ones to Joan of Arc during her time. He was actually pictured next to her when they won the siege of Orleans. After that, things started to get like very dark in his life. Like he he lost his grandfather, and Joan of Arc was burned at the stake after she had lost, and he didn't even know this even happened to her. I'm pretty sure this is why in the anime he's obsessed with Saber because she looks like Joan of Arc, and he says that there was a that God had taken him away from him. So when he sees her again, he's like, John, oh, like, I missed you. I knew you weren't dead and all this. And it turns out that, she was burned at the stake. He just never found out about it. So what happened is that he lost both of the people that he cared about in his life, and he turned to like dark magics, like demons, and I guess Satan. Like he tried to summon demons, right? So he can like attempt to bring back or find out where John has gone. This is all speculation, but all his attempts failed at first, and they kept failing. So he started sacrificing children. Yeah, that's something. So he believed that fear is the most raw when you see your hope taken away slowly from you. So he fed them, gave them the best outfits they made. I'm pretty sure he got them from like an orphanage or something. So they had no idea like this was even gonna happen, and he made them feel safe, and then killed them. They only used the best looking body parts for his sacrifices, but it never worked. So he basically lost all his money, uh, and he confessed to the murders of all the children once they did ended up finding him, and I believe he was executed. Honestly, one of the most darker anime characters I ever read in terms of like backstory. So, yeah, no, that right there is some messed up stuff. All right, honestly, that's all the characters I want to introduce. I was gonna do Gilgamesh, but I feel like I'm gonna save his towards the end. Also, Berserker, just because his character isn't revealed until like near the end as well. So next episode I'll probably just do Saber and Lancer, and I will save the rest of them for when they kind of start telling their own backstory. Other than that, I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This has been DInoMatrix, and I'm signing out. Don't forget, guys, to join us at Anime Summit, where we discuss all animes from all types of genres, and also, just gaming in general. So come out and join us. I'll put a link down below.